Do. We are live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have absolutely nobody watching at this particular time, but that's okay. We will, I'm sure, have someone. We are doing a live broadcast right now. Currently, is 8:08 on the West Coast in old California, USA. And I tell you what, California has been one of the greatest places for me to find some of my greatest finds. California was famous for its westerns and western atmosphere. Every person used to carry a buck knife on the side of their jeans. I remember seeing it as a young man. Seeing a large knife on the side of someone's pant leg was not unusual, also. So, California was a bunch of cowboys, but a lot of the Ralphs and Vons and American stores have kind of left the area for more diverse people. I lived in Asia for 10 years. So for me, it's not very much different, but the whole area is extremely diverse. There's some good things about it, though. The neighborhood's very safe, and the school system is incredible. So if that matters to you, this area is pretty desirable, but it's a little bit different. The demographics is a little bit different, but you can still find great knives. Now, I did find some knives today, but they're already mine. So this is what I got. I found them actually in a toolbox, and I thought I lost these, but they're pretty cool. So check these out. I've got one here. This is a bayonet style for for a modern style AK. I think it's the AK-47M or something. I had one. I got rid of it. But the sheath itself is operational. So check this out. It comes out in a really, really nice fit and finish. Lightweight. It's got a nice blade on it. Check that out. Hide my feet. Just in case I drop this sucker, I don't want to drop it on my foot. It's not really sharp. So what's the deal with that? On this side it is. Got some nice edging. You can actually use it's a dangle style. So it hangs off your belt nice and easy. A little noisy though, right? You'd have to wrap that with some sort of tape to quiet it down, right? Oh, look at that. So it kind of goes in like that, and look at that. So it's like a pair of pliers or wire cutters. And it's no kidding operational. These are very sharp, sharp, sharp. This is one of the coolest tools I've seen on any knife I have. Gerber, Gerber always comes up with some kind of cool things. This is really awesome. I believe this is made in Russia. And I just found these right now. So this is a late broadcast. So thank you for joining Dog Go Running. If you're interested in purchasing knives or whatever, just below this, you'll see my email. Not quite yet, but once I publish the video. And you can contact me. And yeah, I can get all kinds of cool knives for you and get you a nice collection going. Just behind me, all these drawers all around me. Everything around me is completely full of all kinds of cool finds, and I always have the best prices. So this one is actually serialized 0266. It's got a 10, circle 10, which I believe is the brand name, which is Bulgarian, right? That's what I'm thinking. Circle 10. You know what? They make magazines. Yeah. So this is a Circle 10 magazines for AK-47s. So I guess they also made this style knife. So I don't know if this was actually issued to the Russian troops, but boy, it sure is nice. Or the Bulgarian troops. Boy, that's nice. Really cool. Really, really, really cool. I like it. Kind of noisy though. You guys hear that? Going through the jungle, it'd be like, oh, wait a second. All right, wait. Maybe I can quiet it down. Let me get the whole system the way it was designed. Okay. Let's see how it kind of goes around like that. A little noisy, but yeah, I have to tape that. But it's very secure. So leather's real popular, even for the military, I guess. This is a Gerber fillet knife. I love this fillet knife. This is my personal fillet knife, and oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Knife. What's up, Mike Egan? What's brother? Hey, how's it going? That's my buddy right there. I hope so. I know this guy. This is, check this out. This is a nice fillet knife. This is my personal one. I told you I'm not a rich man, so, but I use good stuff. This is a nice Gerber knife. Now, this knife, I believe, was made in Finland. That's my guess. Let me see. Oh, look at that. This knife is made in Finland. See, it's written right on there. It's really nice and shiny. It says Gerber on that nice shiny blade. And this knife has been really used. It is razor sharp, and it maintains an edge very nice. It does not rust, as you can see, because this is, I use it big time. I go through catfish backbones with this. You go through this little thing right here, and you just slide it on through. That's something Gerber's really good at, and that's because they've had so many contract knives with the United States government. That being the case, they really know how to make a good portable sharpening system. So when it comes to portable sharpening systems, the only company I really recommend is Gerber when it comes to portable sharpening systems. Camillus, Colonial, all those other ones, they did all right, but they usually just threw in like a little stone with some freaking oil. It was a waste. People got rid of it and they put their cigarette lighter in there. It was stupid. So Gerber does some cool stuff always. And something like this would probably, my goodness. Wow, that's not the knife. See, that's why I got my foot underneath the bed. So show the side of the blade again. All right, check this out. Isn't that thing sweet? Just sweet. I mean, this is like a $10 knife. Now, you can find these used on eBay for about $10, but brand new in the package, yeah, they kind of get you a little bit. But this is a lifetime knife because it's just built so well. It's not junk. Now, if you want to go to the next level, okay, what's the next level? The next level is you would be on maybe like a ship, okay? You want something a little bit thicker. Something like that knife right there, if that was in a maybe like a high use capacity, because I've gone on a fishing vessel, I've watched this guy, he was cleaning out maybe a couple, about 47 Barracuda, and he did it really quick. And he was really fast with this knife. I don't think this knife would keep up with such a task, but this knife would. This is an old timer, a little bit thicker, and this is made by United Laboratories. Whoa, check it out. That is a cool logo. This knife was manufactured, I believe, in the 70s. That is my guess. This is an Uncle Henry 16D7 made in USA. This company no longer manufactures knives in the United States. Everything is manufactured in China and not to the same level. These knives are incredible. They're legendary. They're just incredible. Yes, this is a man-made material that the handle is made of, but it is a man-made material that is known for not cracking. Yes, so it's time-tested. It's not like a lot of other things that are man-made that we have found out at a later time that they're going to crack, or they're going to separate, or they're going to cause your other knives to corrode. Yeah, no kidding. Plastics can cause problems. But this is Delrin, and that's what Schrade used on all their knives. It looks nice. And for a man-made material, it really has a classic look. They really do a good job at it. Most of their knives are made with that. See that little grain right there? See that little smudge? We can kind of get that off right there. That's from storing the knife in the leather sheath. Not a real big issue. But kind of good. So, not a big deal. This knife is a little bit thicker, so you can go through maybe something like a larger backbone or whatever. Cool. Plus, you'd look cooler with a leather thing. Leather dangler. Now this is leather, and you're thinking, leather, that's not cool. You're on a ship. You're gonna eventually stab yourself. Well, this one actually has a metal insert that goes all the way down to about here. And that's about it. So anywhere it would actually stab you into your leg, it's got a metal guide. So, they don't make knives like this anymore. Schrade's fillet knives today do not have a metal guide going down the leather sheath to make sure this knife doesn't go through and stab you in your leg. These days, they don't care. Okay, they don't care if it goes through the leather sheath. Okay, so if you want a just incredible, obscene quality, you need to go back a few years and get yourself an older knife. These are all unused except for my personal one. This one's unused, and check this one out. It's actually signed by the individual at the factory after they sharpen it. So check it out. Finland, wood handle. Now it's a rat tang, so the tang goes all the way through. That, and it's got a little brass washer that goes on there, and then they smash it down. It's got a really nice sheath. Sounds good, Oh yeah. You hear that? It's good stuff. All right, so we're gonna pull that out. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Nice wood. All right. Oh, man. It's got a little logo right here. I want to show you. Do not want to drop this. This thing's razor sharp. Please don't drop on my leg. All right, here we go. Man, look at that. You can see the artisan's signature on these. I had quite a few of these. I actually kept this one for myself. I did use it though. It's just too beautiful. A bunch of these all in the packaging. Man, they're so sharp. Now, the grind on these is just obscene. It's just amazing. Razor sharp. I mean, something like this is just. Whew. So it says Martino Finland, which is the name of the knife. Holland, and then his name. I can't pronounce it. How neat. How neat. Let's check that out one more time. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh, that feels great in the hand, doesn't it? And you can find these on eBay for about $12. Yeah, that's a fillet knife right there. Now, does this one have a metal guide? No, it's got something in there, though. What is that? Whoa, what is that? Hold on, there's something inside of the sheath. I'll find out what it is. Now, you guys didn't think that I have all kinds of tools behind me, but I do. I'm going to. Oh, get out of here. What is this? Oh, it's a guide. So that way it does not stab you. So it does guide this knife. And it goes right down the middle of it. Like so. Can't actually see in there. Kind of a little bit. Okay. These are nice, right? So let's see if this works. Oh, man, what a great idea. That's beautiful. All right, I saved the best for last. This particular blade, I can't remember if this is one that I obtained in Las Vegas or this one is actually the one from my brother or my father, but let's check it out. It is in a canvas bag. And these are called Does anybody know what this is called? If somebody knows what this is called, I tell you, I'm going to start giving away stuff, but we don't have quite enough viewers. But once we get up to about, I'm saying 20 viewers, I'm going to start doing this on a regular basis. I'm going to start giving away some stuff because I have tons of these knives. I have tons of cigar boxes. I have tons of cool stuff. I'm one of these people that collect random awesome stuff. What do you think about Rough Rider knives? They are not good, unfortunately. I do. Woodsman Pal, very good, and I will show it off. Here we go. So I'm going to do it actually close to the microphone because I want you to hear. Okay, it smells just like you would think it would smell. Got a zipper, right? And the inside it looks like a sub pocket. It's mostly just canvas, some reinforcement. And check that out. This sucker is fantastic. I use this on my old property. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I used to use it to get the poison ivy off the sides of the tree. You could just get it and just, this is razor sharp. I mean, if I could, let me see if I could demonstrate, because a lot of people, it's razor sharp. Look at that thing. It's not razor sharp. It is razor sharp. We are going to pick a highlighted piece of paper. Not bad. I mean, it's been in the garage for quite a while, and I use it. Yeah, that is razor sharp. Incredible. Great knife to have. Fantastic. You can still find these. They're rather expensive, though, unfortunately, and that's because they are so useful. So we're going to put that away. Now, someone asked about Rough Rider knives. If you're still interested, I can actually show you. I did do a test video, and a lot of people, I got a lot of hate from that. Because a lot of people think that people that have nice knives, and nice knives are expensive. They are, and they think you're a knife snob, or you're wealthy or whatever, and it's just like there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with what China makes, and to the naked eye, what China makes is fantastic. It really makes some great products. It makes some products that actually look better in some cases than a lot of the American knives, fit and finish wise. A lot of people report having less people complain about the Chinese knives than the American knives. The American knives might rub a little bit more, or might have a rivet that's sticking up, or whatnot, right? I don't know if it's because maybe the Chinese automate certain things. Maybe the labor is cheaper. I don't know. But what the problem is the way they design the knife and the cost cutting they do. So they do it with cost cutting of using subpar, usually with the rivets is where they really cut corners, and the blade material themselves. But a Chinese knife, you're guaranteed to almost always get a fantastic looking blade edge, almost always, but it doesn't last that long. And I've had some real issues. Let me show you what I have over here. Let's try to kind of pan over here. Let me see. Let's fix the blade. Oh, see, that's a classic knife. That is an old butcher knife. It has someone's initials on it. Someone really used this knife. Ooh, that's razor sharp. Okay, so what we have here is Sorry about that wait here. We have a couple Rough Rider knives. And I did a test video on these knives, and I compared them with a case knife and then also a GEC knife, which are top of the line knives, which, you know, obviously these are not. These Rough Rider knives cost me about $10 a piece. I'm like, what do I got to lose? Let's test them out, see how they do. Unfortunately, they failed under normal conditions and failed miserably. And I believe I have no bias because knives made in Taiwan are some of my favorite. Matter of fact, a lot of the large companies use Taiwan. They'll do their first set of knives in either Japan or the USA, and then they will phase them into Taiwan, which makes knives just as good at an incredible price. But China, not so much. This particular knife, I remember it kind of, let me see if I can, oh, there it goes. It goes the wrong way. And there's a good reason why it does that. And I compared this design with the case knife design, which case, if I had it handy with me, I don't. Well, actually, I just might. I do. Here is the case knife, same style knife. Now, if you look at the case knife, I'm going to show you why the case knife doesn't have an issue with it going all the way over. And that's because the case knife, when you have a knife that is so thin, you can't have any movement within the knife itself. So if you use a very thin piece of material, you have to back it up. So you have to have a backup material for rigidity. And with the case knife actually added 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 additional complete pieces of metal to stiffen up this frame. So you can see the case knife compared to the Rough Rider. It's the case knife and Rough Rider. Due to the fact of the lack of rigidity, and look at that, it's just not going to work. What's going to happen is when you push it on over, see that? All you're merely doing is separating the rivet, you know, and now you've destroyed the knife. Now it's going to do it every time, and it's, yeah, not good. Not good. Bad design. It's a design that's going to fail every single time. How dangerous is that when you're using it? That's pretty dangerous. That's a Chinese knife. Sorry, guys. Just the way it is. I go back and it's kind of looks great though. Fit and finish actually looks better in the case. Case knife, the shield is a little bit off center, has a little bit of glue coming out. The Chinese made knife has a classic acorn shield, which I absolutely love. Check that out. How cool is that? Beautiful. Has that nice thumb stud there. Case knife has a cool thumb stud also. It's actually removable, just like the Chinese knife is removable. It is not. It is actually just like a piece of metal. It's not even a rivet. It looks like a piece of metal and then they just cut it off, unfortunately. So it's not even a rivet. The case knife has, it's actually an Allen key. You can remove the little thumb stud, actually reverse it if you need to. The locking mechanism, like it's a nickel steel. Why is that important? Because nickel steel comes in contact with the blade, which is nickel steel, basically. And you want the same hardnesses. Right? The nickel steel is obviously going to be a little bit softer than the blade material being hardened, thus not scratching your blade. And that's why a lot of times they will use brass liners, which this one does, and that way you don't get horrific scratching on your blade because it's a softer material than the blade itself. This knife, on the other hand, there's an actual gap. It looks like they put a bushing in between. A bushing is nice. A bushing is nice. A lot of the fancier knives do that, but they do that not with rivets. They do that with Allen keys and a more stable mechanism to keep the knife together. Unfortunately, a bushing and all that's doing is increasing the leverage that this knife has to pop that rivet out just a little bit. All is needed is just a little bit of wiggle. And then the next time you use this, the knife's gonna pop over. It's gonna stab you in your hand. So unfortunately, Chinese knives, it's just the design. It's the cost cutting they do. They're like, oh, we'll just put a bushing here, we'll put a pop up there. And there's a reason why Case makes their knives the way they do, and they don't do them this way, right? Okay. But the people that make these knives, they don't care. And again, what they did is they did not have enough metal to maintain the rigidity of the knife. As a matter of fact, this knife was even worse. Not only was the material they used for the entire structure of the knife not nickel silver, which I don't even know if that's nickel silver they used on the other knife, probably just some silver metal, but this one is actually brass. Brass being an extremely soft material, and then they rivet some bone onto it. This is going to have no rigidity, as you can see. So the brass liner, and then you have immediately the knife blade. So unfortunately, when you put some power behind, it's pretty sharp though. I have no wood to do this. This one does the same thing, it pops out, unfortunately. And this one's separating. Exactly. Here, actually, I think, yeah, I can pop it right now. I don't want to cut myself because, again, it's a Chinese knife. They're very sharp, but you can kind of see, yeah, it is. It's separating just like I predicted. And this one actually pops out just like the other one. I was cutting through t-shirts, and I did the same thing with the Case knife. All these things were mimicked by all the other knives, and people were saying, you're full of it, and you're misusing your knives. And well, look, guys, most people just open up boxes with their knives and maybe cut open an apple here and there. You guys don't have 1,000 years to watch me use my knife. You don't. So I have to speed up the process. I just really do. So we have to have some kind of realistic thing like cutting through t-shirts or rope or whatever we need to do, right, to test our knives. So yeah, these are my test knives. What we have here, all kinds of exciting, nice stuff. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Great time. Thank you very much. And I will try doing this once again and maybe doing it at a different time. It's 8 o'clock over here. It's actually 8:36 p.m. That was a 30-minute show. And on the East Coast, we're talking about 11 o'clock at night. So who knows? So don't know. Tomorrow, if not the next day, what we'll go over most likely is my GEC knives. Here is a little caveat. This is a knife that is actually made, and this is why I like GEC knives, is because when it comes to the bone handles that they utilize on pocket knives, they're amazing. They really are. It takes a long time for these knives to age and to take on that really nice, incredible look to them. And that's why a lot of people collect the older knives, because these bone handles take on such a nice flavor to them. Well, GEC actually obtained the bones from actually a horse kill, from an ancient horse kill. Yeah. And these are the natural bone scales that they utilized from that. These are just incredible. Those are beautiful. GEC makes some of the most incredible knives. You can purchase a knife that mimics the flavor and ancientness Them old knives. Every aspect of this knife is perfect. Handmade by artisans on the old machines that they used 80 years ago. I toured the factory, got a video. Please search my library. And I actually have pictures of it. I talked to some of the people that work there. I know the individuals that work there. And man, they are wonderful people. I have some open house knives that are incredibly original and fantastic to look at. And we will be going over those. Let's take a look at that really quick. This one is an open house knife, number 11. Has an incredible half stop. Why? I don't know. It's a locking blade, but just in case, right? Man, razor sharp. Ooh, man. Just an incredible knife. GEC, a lot of their knife makers came from some of the finest queen knife makers. A lot of politics involved, but then a lot of kiss and makeup. And where they're at right now, I'm not too sure. All I know is I respect everyone up there that makes knives. They're all fantastic people in my book. All right, so I got to cut out. Y'all take care. And, ooh, that's nice. Oh, man. So how do I preserve my knives? These knives were actually in storage for 2 years, and I actually stored all these with mineral oil, so they're fantastic. So, hey, Mike, thanks a lot. Mike Egan, a fantastic dude, one of my good buddies, and thanks for hanging out. And we are going to actually kick off a little bit of that kind of stuff. And maybe I'll throw in some tools. I have some really cool tools that we can take a look at, and some other knickknacks. Might throw in something like that to liven up the show. All right, hey, take care. See y'all later. Bye. Boom, boom, boom. We be out of here.